On just the rear panel. The rear panel to do. So second part of the video, actually I just had notification. So second part of the video is the rear shade and the headrests. So that's the rear situation. Everything else works. Adjustments, steering, this and that, heated seats, fine. Engagement, park, neutral, reverse, perfectly fine. And that's about it for the back. Low vent over here works, opens, closes. This is for the AC and ventilation. Heat comes from the floor vents. That is that. Haven't done anything with the ashtray, but that little light with the ashtray is actually working. Okay, all windows work as well. Okay, next. I know it's a long video, but this is pretty much the trunk. So the trunk, I adjusted springs so the trunk opens up and it stays open, because if it's too loose, then the wind gust can actually close the trunk. So I didn't want to go very hard on the spring tension, because then it will be very difficult to close. So we don't want to do that. So that is that. In terms of negatives, the storage compartment is broken here. Not a big deal really, you never see it anyway. This is my battery. I still haven't put in a new battery, but I will go and get the new battery for you. The bracket that holds the battery is missing, so that's kind of not good, because the battery jumps. It's not good for battery to jump around when you hit potholes, so that's not a good idea. Somebody was here before me, as you can see. They put the adjustment, they changed the terminal, it appears. It's like a newer looking terminal. This is factory looking terminal. See, that's not factory looking, but it doesn't matter. The car starts, it runs, everything's fine there. Both trunk lights light up and they stay lit. This is your battery. This thing was bad. Okay, so some parts that I just put in here just for my references, some broken parts and whatnot. This is the hanger for the exhaust. Fan clutch forward portion, we don't need that. There's a couple of little small things I find laying around. Some I know where they come from, some I don't. This is from the cluster, it doesn't matter. This is the clip that fell out, the trunk lining, that doesn't matter either, it's okay. This is your old belt. The amplifier, the radio amplifier, I just put a used one in. I found a good one. It works, so let it be for now. When it goes bad, I can rebuild yours, but we'll talk about the radio later. Here's your AC compressor. I got the Denso. This is a really good brand. This is your original. An original one, like I said, we had a problem. Oh boy, that's so dirty. The problem is this, you see the bolt is broken inside. So I cannot change the clutch. The clutch was bad, but the AC compressor probably is okay. I don't know, if you want it, let me know. I'll leave it in the trunk here. If not, then I can just probably take it and try to take the bolt, drill it out, get a clutch. Maybe I can use it somewhere. It's a big piece. I mean, I don't know if you have any use for it. Now, this was in the trunk. It's a unpainted panel for the front bumper, but yours are fine. I don't know what it was doing here. Engine mounts, just to keep parts together so I know what happens. Pulleys, those are the ones that I replaced. Vacuum element, that's from the driver's door. It's in there. A vacuum element, that's the one I replaced. Oil level sensor. This is your original oil level sensor. And suspension valve. Sensor is broken, so I replaced the sensor. I replaced the oil sump gasket. It's this piece right here. One of the coils. This I found in there, just laying there. I don't know what this is. This was in the car. I don't know what this was for. That's another engine mount. These bulbs were there. These were for reverse, so every time you put reverse on, light out indicator would light up on the dash, and that's annoying. So I replaced them with regular bulbs, so there's no more indicator that shows up. This is the gasket. This is your original gasket. It's here. It's the transmission line. It wasn't horrible, but you see these guys, they broke up attachment nuts and they had to improvise. This is terrible. So I put in a new mount and I put new bolts in. This should be the similar, certain length. So I got that one done. Spark plugs, really dirty because engine was not running good. They weren't really super worn out, but really dirty. And the resistor plugs, they're wrong. CKR, these are resistor plugs. These are not the right ones for this engine. So I put the proper spark plugs, FADC4 by Bosch. These are some wires from your master airflow sensors. This is how bad they were actually when I was pulling them out. Just left them as a souvenir. And I think we covered it all at this point. I might be forgetting a couple of things here and there, but I keep making you all these videos to show you what I'm doing. And on the receipt, I did put in pretty much all information what was done. Maybe some couple of little things that I'm missing here and there, but there should not be very critical. Majority and for reliability, everything that needed to be done is done. So I did the most righteous thing I could do. I even tried to fix CD changer. Unfortunately, it only plays for a little bit. There's something wrong with it. I'm not dealing with the CD changer. I would rather suggest to replace the radio with aftermarket modern radio with Bluetooth, so you can stream your music and play your library from your phone versus using CD changer and whatnot. So I would have done that. You can buy an adapter because this is a 95 car. You use adapter for aftermarket radio. Very simple. Plug in the radio and you retain original sound quality with original amplifier, original speakers. So it will be pretty much the best thing that you can do for this car. If it's a 92 car, that's different. Okay, trunk closes, antennas work. And I think I covered it all. If I'm missing something, well, maybe I am missing something, but I don't think so. I think everything is covered. There were quite a few things done here, but now the car is a driver. It's a good driver. It runs really nice. It drives really nice. One more thing. So just to recoup the things that I'm thinking would have been a good idea to do is that valve over there, the thermostat, and then we also have an issue with lower control arm bushings on your suspension here. Now they're loose. The wheel moves, so when you drive, steering wheel shimmies a little bit. It just moves a little bit left and right. The lower control arm bushings or the whole complete control arm. For the bushings, I would suggest going with the polyurethanes. Polyurethanes are the ones that are solid. I might have some laying around here. Here, something like this. I had to replace these bushings for somebody because there was some alignment issues. But this is polyurethane. You see how this thing is just like completely got squashed. I don't know what's wrong with this one. But polyurethane bushings are the way to go. They're solid bushings like this. Original ones are hydraulically filled. So it's that. If you buy a whole control arm, then they are replaced as a one piece. Rear suspension accumulators are replaced as well. By the way, I forgot about those. I threw them away because they're oily. But accumulators for rear suspension was done too. So the car is soft. It doesn't bounce anymore. Takes bumps really nice. And shocks seem to be fine too. So they did not get destroyed. There's a little damage done, but not just very minor. It's just tiny little bit of a damage. No big deal. Gas tank, as you just heard, it felt that it held vacuum. Very good sign. Maybe you can change the cap. This thing looks quite rusty. Wow. Actually, I never looked there because I had no need. But that would have been a good idea to do. And basically that's it. Control arm bushings, thermostat, the hose, and I won't even know anything else to do on this vehicle, to be honest with you. Everything else seems fine, and just drive it and see if anything else shows up. Okay, well then deal with that later, but right now it is sorted, and it's you know, if you want to come over here and drive it back to Alabama, it's no problems, absolutely no issues, zero. Because same thing I've done my wife's car over there, but that was in the accident. But that thing she drove, I fixed it, drove like this, just nothing to do, for about 6 years. So, but yes, it did take the same amount of work as I went with yours, but it was well worth it. 6 years trouble-free. Just keep driving, no problems. Okay, Mike, this was a very long video, I know that, but I wanted to cover up. Oh, see, there's supposed to be a little cap over here. It's missing. You know, again, tiny little details. It's a dust cap. It's good to have because it, you know, doesn't get the actual valve dirty. No corrosion. It just closes it up, because when you drive, all the rain is gonna go into it. So like I said, so these are the only things that I see. And I mean, if you want to do some maintenance things, okay, change all the filters, change all the fluids, and that, you know, that's I can do it, but you don't really necessarily need me particularly to do all that. If you want me to, I'll fine, I can do it, but that's like, you know, it's not the end of the world. I mean, anybody can do it, change filters and fluids and whatnot, what have you. It's not a big deal. Just put the wire down under so it sits in there. Okay, so I think that's it. And I'll give you a call. I will send you this video, so you call me when you see this. We'll talk about the finances here, and then we'll move on. If you know, right now it is what it is. It's pretty much done, except for like these small little things I showed you. Okay, this is all for me. Very long video. This is the second part, I think, because I'm gonna have to upload it in 2 sections. But just had to do it. Okay, so this is all. This is Victor at RestoreYourMercedes.com. Video for Mike in Alabama, and 95 S600 coupe. Pretty much a recoup of all the work that was done to it, like a log file in a way. All right, so this is it. Thank you for watching.